Welcome back to my channel, guys. Thanks for returning, and for those of you that haven't been here before, thank you for being here now. And please, can I ask that you subscribe and like and share and all that good stuff. I'd really appreciate that. So I'm just as usual on my usual morning run. As you know, I always go and check on my mom and so on, so I'm about to do that now. So I do a lot of driving, and I like to that's when I get to think. I do most of my real deep thinking when I'm driving for some reason. So I don't know how many of you can relate to that, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm sharing that, you know, and I hope you appreciate it and join in and, you know, comment, and let's do this, you know. I like to talk about various topics. I wouldn't say it's all over the place, no, but you know, I've got an opinion on most things, you know, right or wrong. So I'm just sharing that, right, guys? So thanks for being here. Today I'm kind of thinking about Jamaica, which is where I've mentioned before, where I descend from. My parents are both Jamaican. My dad, who's passed away now, he passed away in 2012. God rest his soul. My dad was from St Thomas Parish, Yallis, and my mum is from Clarendon. I was born here, so yeah, but I love Jamaica. As a child, I've been taken there, you know, many times I've been there, so I know Jamaica to some degree, and I love it. So I just wanted to sort of say that, first of all, it's a bit sad in some ways in terms of the crime. Crime is everywhere, so don't get me wrong. Jamaica's not, you know, special in that regard, but yeah, there's some crime that makes you a bit afraid to kind of invest and do more in Jamaica, you know. So that's the thing there. I'd love to be able to kind of invest, you know, but it's scary. I'll tell you where my fear really stems from, right? I'll give you an example. Last year, my uncle and his wife, that's my dad's youngest brother, him and his wife were both killed right outside. They were coming from a funeral, I think, and they drove into they got a gate area, like a gate where they drive into and then park. Anyway, they were shot and killed right there. So and this was only last year, and it just like, I mean, these are elderly people, all, you know, and what was it over? It was over my dad's land, you know, over land that my uncle has been from I know myself as a child, you know. My dad and my mum have had this land. It's in my mum and dad's name, you know, from like the 60s, you know. And but my uncle has always sort of managed the land and looked after the land and so on. But in recent years, he said, since my dad passed 2012, you know, in recent years, he spoke to me about, what do you want to do? Do you want to sell it? What you want to do, you know? And so we were considering selling it. So yeah, got a bit complicated, but that was the end result. So it wasn't very nice, you know. So I just think that even though that is going on, right? And tell me what you think, guys. I think that for some reason there's always some sort of chaos, whether it be Africa, Caribbean, you know, the diaspora, people like me who descend from these nations who potentially could go back and invest, and there's always something stopping us doing that. There's always this fear of, you know, violence and crime. So it's just sad. But anyway, on a more positive note, what I really want to come to you today and say and share and encourage, really, I think it's more of an encouragement, right? All is not lost, actually. All is not lost, right? You don't necessarily have to be in a country, physically in a country, to invest in that country. What am I talking about? I'm talking about investing the way other nations invest. We have to start thinking a little bit differently. There's a shift going on. Those of you that are aware of the shift are moving in that direction, and those of you that are not aware of a shift maybe need to listen a bit more and wake up a little bit. But yeah, we can invest without physically being anywhere. You can still invest in that nation, you know, internationally. You can do that. You don't have to physically go there. So recently, there's talk of Jamaica potentially, again, it's potential. Potentially, they have 7 billion barrels of oil, and they're currently doing their explorations, and the mining company hasn't necessarily confirmed that there's oil, but they contradicted themselves a bit. But I think there's oil. The mining company thinks there's oil, but you can't say categorically that there is oil until you strike the oil and you find the oil. But all their testing and probing the area, the potential is there for 7 billion barrels of oil. Now that's massive. That is massive. Now, how do ordinary Jamaicans benefit from this? Yeah? Do we just depend on a government to help the people? And yes, we should, because that's what they're there for. The government should ensure that the lives of ordinary Jamaicans improve as a result of this oil, right? You've got, is it Guyana, doing very well. They've been producing oil for a couple of years now. They found a good amount of oil, and it's changed their economy completely. Doing very well. So I hope for the same for Jamaica. So apart from the obvious, the government doing what they should do, and you know, ensuring that the people of Jamaica really see and benefit from the development of services and roads and all the infrastructure. There's also another way that Jamaicans can benefit. I think Jamaican people need to know that there is another way other than just sitting and waiting on your government to to do things, right? So you have the oil company, and it's a British oil company. It's United Oil and Gas. United Oil and Gas. And they are the ones that are exploring and have been exploring for the last couple of years, and potentially will be doing the mining. So my thinking is, why don't Jamaicans invest in the oil company that's, potentially drilling your oil? Why not do that? That's another way of benefiting from the oil that's belongs to you, because internationally there's people doing just that to benefit, from the oil, and not to mention the gold. You have C3 Metals, which is another mining company that will begin mining Jamaican gold. I don't know how much people are aware of this, but we need to be aware. As I say, there's a shift, and it's good. It's a good shift for people like me anyway. And what do I mean by that? I mean for people who are waking up. I don't like using that word woke, but for people that are waking up, it's a good shift. You can see the potential, and then you know what you need to do as a response to that potential reveals itself. So I'm sharing that. So we need to think broadly, right? It's not just about, well, we've struck oil, the government should. It's also about how can you, because this oil belongs to Jamaican people, right? So nothing wrong with buying some shares. Why not buy some shares of United Oil and Gas? Why not? Really cheap at the moment. I think the last time I looked, it was like 9 pence a share. So we're not talking about big money, but once they find oil, it will be a lot more than 9 pence a share. So I don't know what you guys think, but this is how I'm thinking. C3 Metals, as I say, is the mining company that's going to be mining Jamaica's gold. Not sure how much their shares are at the moment, but again, the same potential is there. Buy some shares. When they find the gold, the shares go up. Why not do that? Anyone can do that, right? Get yourself, open yourself an account on a brokerage, and do that. Jamaica Stock Exchange is one of the world's best performing stock exchanges. So someone's buying shares. Is it the Jamaican people though? Not really, is it? And it needs to be. And again, guys, there's risk with everything. There's risk. So let's not pretend as though there isn't. There's risk with everything we do with regards to money and finance. But I think there's also risks, financial risk, when we don't do anything with our money other than earn it and just spend it. That's a big risk, right? Sometimes we've got to earn it and then make it earn double, treble, quadruple itself. And we can do that just like anyone else. So I just want to encourage people to think a bit more broadly in this 2025 time. In this time, we must think differently and act on those thoughts. Right. So just encouraging you guys today on that. Yeah. Give it a go. If you want more information on that and a bit more help with how you, actually start the process of buying shit, I'm happy to share that. I'm not charging anyone for it either. I'm happy to share how you go about doing that. I mean, there's lots of videos that by even more qualified professionals. They might charge you though, but there's help out there, and I'm one of those options if you need that help with that, because it's easy, guys. It's easy. I'm doing it, so I encourage us to think differently, do differently, and reap the benefits of that. Okay, that's the time we're in. All right. So hope that helps somebody out there. All right. So again, if you need help, just comment. I'll communicate with you and get you started. But let's start. Realizing as a people that we have been given so much wealth, and it's time to realize that wealth. It's time to understand why we have that wealth in the first place. Why has God given melanated people so much wealth? I know thy works and thy tribulations, but thou art rich. It actually starts with, I'm not even sure what, but it starts with, I know the blasphemy of those who call themselves JEWS and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. I know thy works and thy tribulations, but thou art rich. To me, that sounds like my people. We've had a lot of works, free labour, a lot of tribulation, but yet we are rich. So it's time to realise that richness, that wealth. It's time to realise it and take advantage of it, because that's what the Most High wants us to be doing. And there are ways we can do that. Yeah. So yeah. So have a good day, guys. I'm nearly at my destination, but I hope I've sort of provoked some kind of, or sparked something in some of you to go off and do your own little research and go down a rabbit hole and see and share, come back and share what you find. But there are other ways. We can't keep doing what we've been doing. We can't keep making other people rich, making other people all right, and we're at the bottom, we're struggling, and I'm just tired of it. Our children, our grandchildren deserve their God-given inheritance. and this is the time for that. Okay, so yeah, look forward to your comments, and please share the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll connect with you again real soon. All right, thanks again, guys. Take care.